Hi, welcome back to Meta Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Jeff Rappaport.
I'm Matt Givens.
I'm Drew.
I'm Ryan.
We're from Hammerflight.
Alright. So, in the news, Grave are going to release a new EP, Morbid Ascent. It's a limited edition 12-inch MLP. And a digital, what is it? What exactly is it, MLP?
No one knows.
Full?
Mini LP.
Isn't
MLP?
that an EP?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. Mini long player, I guess.
If LP means long player, does EP mean extended player?
Yes.
But they're
Yeah.
shorter?
I'm confused.
It's never made any sense to me. I'm sorry we're getting off topic.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, just have a
Yeah, what is it extended from? It's a good...
Exactly. I don't know. It
a
seems...
mini LP. Why isn't it just like I said? Why isn't it just an EP? It's an EP, so why would it change to MLP?
Well, let's just skip that part of the sentence and
Alright,
make
so it's an
sense.
EP.
And a
But
digital
it's not coming out
download.
on CD. Like, it's,
Yeah, it's only coming out on vinyl or
You know
digital
what? I
download.
really dig
Yeah.
vinyl these days. I never really had it growing up because, you know, I was born in, like, by the time I was getting music, everything was on cassette and
Yeah.
then CDs.
Yeah. Which is
Now I like
the
buying
format I'm
vinyl.
gone.
Vinyl and digital's cool for me. I mean,
I'd like to have a
I
CD.
hate digital, yeah.
I've been
I
trying
hate
to
that.
yeah, but when I get a CD, I burn it on my computer and I put it on my phone. You know, I like having CDs too. I prefer a physical package as opposed to MP3s. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we love physical packages on the show, so... Wait, I'm thinking about something else. Shit.
Again. Anyways, it's going to have a cover version of Satyricon Possessed on there. And the song Venial Sin will feature solos by Eric Cutler of Autopsy.
Oh, I thought it was an Eric Clapton. Shit.
Yeah, sorry, it's not Eric Clapton. Sorry to disappoint you. So, the thing about Grave is weird, because they came out, you know, with Dismember and Entombed and all those bands or whatever, and when I was getting into those bands, like, I always got the newest Grave, but I was like, always like, listening to Unleashed, or or Dismember, or like Entombed,
Analyst and stuff like that.
like, instead of that.
Yeah.
But then years later, I was like, I went into my closet and I was like pulling out all my like Grave CDs, and I put them in my car and I started playing them. I tell you this right? And all of a sudden, like I was like, what the fuck was I missing? Like this just fucking like this was not. This was amazing. Like this is better than some of the shit that I was talking about. Like they're like really good. So that's just if you haven't checked them out, then
I never got into Grave.
that's what happened to me. But
Yeah.
revisit
You're
them.
like 40.
I
Yeah,
always
right here-
wanted to.
right
Because
here-
I've never heard anything but good things. But
I did great.
it's hard to follow every band when there's so many good bands.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Right.
I do my best, but I miss a lot of stuff.
I like them a lot, and you were talking about like that's kind of my thing is like the whole Swedish and
Yeah.
Entombed and Dismember and like all those kind of albums is like the stuff that I really get into. It's the only thing like as far as this EP goes, it's like they got a Satyricon cover and like a remix. Like I just want more like original like Grave stuff, as opposed to covers and whatever. But
Remember that they had that album like 10 years ago, and they had that song about. They were like it was a Grave song, but it was about like racing your car or something like that. It was like really weird. It's like, oh God, I'm racing my car, man. Hot chicks are coming down. I'm like, what?
Remember they did a cover of Them Bones from Alice Chains? It was pretty good, actually.
They did?
Yeah, they did.
They
One of
did?
their albums, yeah. It's like the last track on one of their...
I would like to hear that.
4 or 5 years ago.
Really?
I definitely want to check that out.
But yeah, it's funny. Like sometimes I'll be like listening to music that I like reviewed Metal Rules, and I'm like, oh man, I wrote this was great. And I'm listening to this, I'm like, what? I don't
Why did I
like
like
this
this?
at all anymore. And then sometimes like with Grave, like I said, I liked them, but I was never like my favorite thing.
Right.
And I put like 6 of their CDs in my car, and I listened to it for like a month and a half. All I listened to was
Nice.
Grave in my car. It was awesome. So strange. All right. Anything else on Grave?
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like they're a band that I like, but they're never in my top echelon of.
I should have gotten into more.
Like
There's still time.
I think that's the name. It's kind of what I mean. It's kind of generic almost. Like
Right.
But they're from
it's
the
kind of
80s.
like when I first started getting into death metal. I kind of skipped over the band Death for a while because To me, it's like, well, that's the most generic name.
I skipped over death until last year.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, and I was stupid for it.
And then I would meet people and they were so into death. And I'm like, really? Why are you like, you know? There's way more
because they're awesome. Yeah. Like,
But then yeah, so then I went back and listened to it. I don't. The first 2 albums are okay, but I like the more technical stuff later on a lot. Like
I think
On Death?
everything they did is a classic. It's
what's
like,
that?
Everything they did is classic. They're like, I don't know. They're my favorite death metal band, though. You know.
I think like when you said it, Matt, was about that you like the later stuff. It's actually I prefer the earlier stuff.
Well, because you're retarded.
I kind of top out it, not top out, but I love all death. But I would say my favorite material is Spiritual Healing and earlier.
Spiritual
Spiritual
healing is
healing is
the one
awesome.
that like doesn't get talked about, but it's so good.
Oh my god, it's great.
Yeah.
That's really what got me into the band. Like I bought there's it's like same thing happened with Slayer. Sometimes like you get like you hear something and you don't like it at first, and then it makes you go back
Right.
and follow it. You know.
what Slayer album made you not like it?
No. What Slayer made, like I think I don't remember what I heard. It was there was something I wasn't into, and then I heard South of Heaven, and South of Heaven got me in, and I got the whole catalog. I still like it better than Rain and Blood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good record, man.
Yeah,
It doesn't get enough, cred.
right.
People bitch about it too.
I think people don't like I like it because I like
It's not full speed ahead the whole time.
right,
Yeah.
but not only that, but people are like a lot of times metal people are so down on production, and like and
Yeah.
it had really good production, South of Heaven, and so did Spiritual Healing. Sounded very
Yeah,
crispy
it's a balance
and very
compared to the
clean.
So you know what? It makes it easy. In this type of music, the better the production, the better you can hear what's going on.
Right,
Because everything is loud as shit.
right.
And it's hard to make a good sounding record when everything is pumped that way. So when you can actually isolate everything
Right.
and fucking pick out every instrument,
Especially-
I think it's way cooler. I mean,
Yeah, I think so too.
I appreciate things that are a little gritty and I get and raw, and that's cool too. But I want to hear what the band's actually playing.
especially
Yeah.
when everything's going at like just fast as fuck, and
Yeah.
like with shitty production, you can't be like, oh, this is what they're actually doing.
Yeah, I mean, I like to be able to hear what's going on, and like if a production really make it sound so much better. It's like I'm so like, oh, production's too good. I'm like, what are you too good? It sounds.
Yeah, that's just,
It's making it sound good.
That's
I
just
don't-
bitching for bitching's sake.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
No, I mean, you do want it a little bit
It
dirty.
shouldn't be too polished.
Yeah, like a lot of the deathcore bands now have like
Oh,
way too
God.
many
Oh, we're gonna get
Pro
to that.
Tools and
Yeah.
you want it a little bit dirty, but you want to be able to hear what's going on. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
It shouldn't sound like it was.
When you're
recorded
playing
in
a
my
million notes a minute, I want to hear the notes.
It shouldn't sound like it was recorded in your bunghole.
Yes.
Precisely.
Or a fan.
Yeah,
All right. I guess that's what we have on Grave, right?
I think so.
This is a grave topic.
Yeah.